Welcome to Super Bits. Today, we're diving into the shadows of Gotham to uncover the legacy of every Batman to ever exist. From the Dark Knight's earliest appearances in comic books to the iconic portrayals in movies, TV shows, and games, we're exploring every version of the Caped Crusader and how they've shaped one of the greatest heroes of all time. So, grab your utility belt and prepare to venture into the Batcave of history. This is going to be legendary. First is Batman of Earth 2. On Earth 2, Batman is the Golden Age version of the character, living a life with parallels to the modern Batman, but with unique differences. Born in the 1910s, Bruce Wayne eventually retires as Batman and becomes Gotham's police commissioner. He marries Selina Kyle, Catwoman, and they have a daughter named Helena Wayne, who later becomes the original Huntress. Tragically, Bruce is forced out of retirement by a villain who mistakenly believes Bruce framed him. Donning the cape and cowl one last time, Bruce dies heroically in the line of duty. Next is Earth 8's Bat Soldier. On Earth 8, Batman takes on a completely different persona as Bat Soldier, a vigilante working under the command of Monarch. This version blends Batman's tactical genius with the discipline of a soldier, creating a version of the Caped Crusader who fights as part of a larger military operation. His story offers a unique take on Batman's adaptability across universes and his ability to thrive even in authoritarian regimes. Then there's Tangent Comics' Batman of Earth 9. On Earth 9, Batman is a knight from Arthurian legend who once served King Arthur but was condemned for his sins. As penance, he roams the world seeking justice, his spirit bound to an empty suit of armor for all eternity. This version of Batman is a haunting symbol of redemption and justice, blending medieval lore with the Dark Knight's ethos. Next is Earth 10's Leatherwing. On Earth 10, Bruce Wayne is not the hero we know. Instead, he's called Leatherwing and is a loyal enforcer for a Nazi regime. He's part of Overman's Justice League, a dark version of the Justice League that upholds twisted values. This Batman shows what happens when his strong sense of justice is manipulated by an oppressive system. Then there's Earth 12's Futuristic Batman. On Earth 12, the Batman of the future takes center stage, resembling Terry McGinnis from the Batman Beyond TV series. Terry is mentored by an older Bruce Wayne and uses advanced technology to fight crime in a high-tech Gotham. This version shows how Batman's mission continues even in the far future. Next is Earth 15's Jason Todd Batman. On Earth 15, Bruce Wayne has passed away, and Jason Todd has stepped up to become Batman. However, this story ends in tragedy when Superboy Prime destroys the entire Earth, wiping out all human life, including Jason. It's a heartbreaking reminder of how fragile even a hero's world can be. Next is Earth 16's Damian Wayne as Batman. In the New 52 multiverse, Earth 16 gives us Batman 2, who is none other than Damian Wayne, Bruce's son. Here, Bruce has either retired or passed away, and Damian has taken up the mantle. With his unique upbringing and lethal skills, Damian's Batman is a fierce protector of Gotham, continuing his father's legacy in his own way. Next is Earth 17's Batman. On New 52 DC Multiverse, Earth 17, civilization was devastated by a nuclear war in 1963. In this post-apocalyptic world, Batman lives in the domed city of Nova America's East Gotham Rad Pit. To survive the radioactive wasteland outside, he wears armor and a radiation suit. This Batman is a member of the Atomic Knights of Justice, a group dedicated to protecting the remnants of their society. Then there's Earth 19's Gotham by Gaslight Batman. On Earth 19, Batman's story takes us back to the year 1889. In this Victorian-era setting, the Dark Knight fights crime in a world of steam-powered machines and shadowy gaslit streets. First seen in the Gotham by Gaslight one-shot, this Batman uses his intellect and skills to hunt down criminals in a grim and industrial Gotham City. Next is Earth 22's Kingdom Come Batman. On Earth 22, Batman is an aging hero from the Kingdom Come series. Years of fighting crime have left him physically broken, forcing him to use an exoskeleton to move. Despite his condition, He continues to protect Gotham using an army of remote-controlled robots. With his identity as Bruce Wayne publicly known, this Batman no longer hides behind a mask, blending his civilian and heroic personas into one. Next is Earth 30's Russian anarchist Batman. In Superman, Red Son, we see an alternative version of Batman from Earth 30, where he is a Russian anarchist. His parents were killed by the KGB, and he becomes a resistance fighter against the Soviet regime led by Superman. Although his real name is not revealed in the story, penciler Dave Johnson humorously referred to him as Batmankoff in character design sketches. Ultimately, this Batman sacrifices his life in a final stand against Superman, a tragic end for a hero fighting for freedom in a totalitarian world. Next is the Batman of Zurin R, an alter ego Bruce Wayne created as a backup personality. This version of Batman emerges when Bruce's core psyche is under attack. Describing himself as what you get when you take Bruce out of the equation, this Batman is uninhibited, resourceful, and far more erratic than the original. Azrael, also known as Jean-Paul Valley, becomes Batman during the 1993 Nightfall storyline. After Bane breaks Bruce's back, Jean-Paul takes up the mantle. However, his version of Batman is far more brutal and dangerous. Later, after Jean-Paul's death, the Azrael identity is taken up by Michael Washington Lane. Then there's Earth 31's Dark Knight Batman. On Earth 31, from The Dark Knight Returns and its spin-offs, Batman is an older, worn-out vigilante. In this dark and gritty version, Frank Miller reimagines Batman in a much harsher world filled with his twisted versions of DC heroes. In The Dark Knight Strikes Again and All-Star Batman and Robin, this Batman symbolizes resistance in a corrupt and broken society, pushed to the limit by age and the ongoing battle for justice. Next is Earth 32's Bat Lantern. In Batman. In Darkest Night, an alternative version of Bruce Wayne becomes the Green Lantern instead of Batman. As a member of the Justice Titans of America, Bat Lantern uses the power of the Green Lantern Ring to fight evil across the universe, blending Batman's tenacity with the cosmic powers of a lantern to defend the galaxy in a completely different way. Next is Earth 33's Batmage. On Earth 33, a version of Batman known as Batmage comes from a world of magic. His parents were murdered by the sorcerer Cobblepot, who cursed him into a dark world. Determined to seek justice, Batmage mastered the dark arts, becoming an avenger of justice. However, the events of Flashpoint erased this version of Earth 33 from existence, meaning Batmage no longer exists in that reality. Then there's Earth 42's Chibi Batman. On New 52 DC Multiverse, Earth 42, a Chibi Batman exists as a member of the Little League, a group of childlike metahumans who focus on playing rather than fighting evil. However, the Little League members are not what they seem. They are actually robots controlled by the mysterious Unseen Hand, a shadowy force behind their actions. Next is Earth 1191's Vampire Batman. In the Batman and Dracula Red Rain series, Batman becomes a vampire after fighting Dracula. The sequels show Batman's descent into madness and bloodlust as he destroys Dracula's remaining family and kills his old enemies. This dark reality, originally designated Earth 1191, was later reflected in Earth 43 after the multiverse was reformed. On Earth 43, this vampire Batman has fully given in to his vampiric urges, plaguing Gotham with his hunger for blood. He kills both criminals and innocents, spreading his curse to his fellow heroes, transforming Earth 43's Superman, Cyborg, Flash, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman into vampires, forming the Deadly Blood League. Next, Earth 51's Batman. On Earth 51, after the death of Jason Todd, this Batman snapped and killed the Joker, followed by the remaining supervillains. His violent actions led to a golden age of peace, where crime was eradicated. However, this Batman's reign was short-lived. Ultraman killed him, and like the others, his existence was erased after the Flashpoint event, meaning no such Batman exists on Earth 51 today. Next is Earth C-'s Batmouse. In the 1980s series Captain Carrot and His Amazing Zoo Crew, Earth C- is a world populated by funny animal superheroes, and it is home to Batmouse, a mouse hero who mirrors the personality of the mainstream Batman. Batmouse fights crime and defends his world, just like his human counterpart, but with the charm and characteristics of a clever, crime-fighting rodent. Then there's Flashpoint's Thomas Wayne Batman. In the Flashpoint series, an alternate reality is created where Thomas Wayne, Bruce's father, becomes Batman after witnessing the tragic murder of his son. This version of Batman is darker, angrier, and more pragmatic than the original. This Flashpoint version of Batman comes from a world where everything is turned upside down, making him a very different kind of hero. Next is Lil Batman. Lil Batman is introduced as a childlike version of Batman from an alternate universe. In this universe, Bruce Wayne's parents are pushed down by a bully rather than being killed. This event leads to the creation of Lil Batman, who teams up with the Lil Justice League. Mr. Mxyzptlk brings them to the main DC universe to lighten things up after the main Batman and Superman had been through many dark stories. However, after Lil Superman is killed by Lil Doomsday, Mr. Mxyzptlk and Batmite return them to their home, which becomes known as Earth 42. Next is Earth 52's Detective Chimp. On Earth 52, a world dominated by sapient apes, Detective Chimp is a Batman analog. A highly intelligent metasimian detective, Detective Chimp takes on the role of Gotham's protector in his own way. Next is Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs is a dark reflection of the main Batman. In this world, the Joker learns Batman's identity as Bruce Wayne and kills many of Batman's rogues, along with Commissioner Gordon. He then exposes a large portion of Gotham to the chemicals that transformed him, hoping to create twisted versions of Batman and himself. When Batman confronts the Joker, he is exposed to a purified form of the chemicals, gradually transforming him into a new Joker. Unable to stop the transformation, Batman becomes the Batman Who Laughs and takes over Earth 22. He kills most of his allies, including his own son Damian, turning him into a mini Joker. Later, the Batman Who Laughs arrives on Prime Earth, where he takes control of Gotham, manipulating reality and distributing Joker cards to Batman's rogues. He forms a twisted group with the other Dark Knights, aiming to destroy all of reality. Though seemingly defeated, the Batman Who Laughs is revealed to be in Lex Luthor's custody, where he is offered a place in the Legion of Doom. Then there's Earth 52's Red Death. The Red Death hails from Earth 52, a version of Batman who became broken after the deaths of his loved ones, including Dick, Jason, Tim, and Damian. Determined to save his world, Bruce seeks the Speed Force, believing it will allow him to prevent further loss. He captures the Flash, Barry Allen, and uses a machine created from the cosmic treadmill to absorb Barry's speed and merge with him. Now horribly scarred, Red Death suffers from a split personality due to Barry's influence. After being recruited by the Batman Who Laughs, the Red Death arrives on Prime Earth, where he confronts Iris and Wally West, using his powers to slow Wally and age them both. The Flash confronts him, but the Red Death proclaims that he will save Central City and make it his home. However, his actions are eventually halted by an energy wave from a newly born universe, and his counterpart, the Earth 52 Barry, is destroyed by the wave. Next is Earth 44's Murder Machine. On Earth 44, the Murder Machine is a version of Batman who was driven to madness after the death of Alfred. Seeking to bring Alfred back, Batman requests Cyborg's help to activate the Alfred Protocol, an AI version of Alfred. But when the protocol malfunctions and begins to kill Batman's rogues, Bruce pleads for help, only to be rejected by Cyborg. The protocol merges with Bruce, creating the Murder Machine, and his first act is to kill Cyborg. Recruited by the Batman Who Laughs, the Murder Machine joins the Dark Knights and arrives on Prime Earth. He proceeds to the Justice League's Watchtower and confronts Cyborg. After incapacitating Cyborg and the League, the Murder Machine converts the Watchtower into a new base for the Dark Knights. Then there's Earth 32's Dawnbreaker. On Earth 32, Bruce Wayne becomes a Green Lantern after his parents are killed by Joe Chill. Unlike other Green Lanterns, Bruce's willpower overrides the Ring's rules, allowing him to use it to kill criminals, including Joe Chill and even Commissioner Gordon. He wipes out the Green Lantern Corps and the Guardians of the Universe before becoming the Dawnbreaker. After Earth 32 collapses, the Batman Who Laughs recruits him, promising a new world to conquer. Upon arriving on Prime Earth, Dawnbreaker heads to Coast City, where he confronts Hal Jordan. Unable to consume Jordan in a blackout, Dawnbreaker takes control of the city, declaring that the Green Lantern Oath is meaningless in his realm. Next is Earth 11's The Drowned. The Drowned is from Earth 11, a gender-swapped world where Bryce Wayne becomes Batwoman. After her lover Sylvester Kyle is killed by a metahuman, Bryce embarks on a revenge mission, eventually declaring war on Atlantis after Aquawoman's arrival. The Atlanteans flood Gotham, and Bryce survives by mutating herself with hybrid DNA, gaining the ability to breathe underwater, heal quickly, and manipulate water. She creates an army of dead waters and becomes the Drowned, conquering Atlantis and flooding cities. After the Batman Who Laughs recruits her, she arrives on Prime Earth and heads to Amnesty Bay. There, she defeats Aquaman and Mera, infecting Mera and taking control of the city with her army of dead waters. Next is the Merciless. The Merciless is a version of Batman from Earth-12, where he was in a relationship with Wonder Woman. After assuming she had died in battle, Batman sought revenge by killing Ares and took his helmet. Initially hoping to channel its power for justice, Batman was corrupted by it, becoming ruthless and violent. In the end, he killed Wonder Woman, who had only been knocked unconscious, and wiped out all his enemies. The merciless Batman later destroyed Valhalla Mountain and confronted Wonder Woman once more, revealing a collection of divine weapons from the gods he had killed, and summoned undead Amazons. Then there's the Devastator. Batman injected himself with a version of the Doomsday virus after Superman turned evil, killing friends and foes, including Lois Lane. The transformation turned Batman into a Doomsday-like creature. Although Batman defeated Superman, he was left feeling remorseful for not being able to save Metropolis. The Batman Who Laughs offered him a chance to redeem himself by infecting Lois Lane, Supergirl, and all of Metropolis with the Doomsday virus, believing this was the only way to protect them from Superman's strength. Along with the Murder Machine, the Devastator was sent to retrieve the Cosmic Tuning Tower, where he fought Green Lanterns, The Flash, Firestorm, and Lobo, defeating them before planting the tower on Challenger's Mountain, continuing his dark mission. Next, in Batman. Book of the Dead, Bruce Wayne's parents are archaeologists who uncover a conspiracy involving an Egyptian bat god that has been erased from history. After they are murdered for their discovery, Bruce becomes Batman, inspired by the bat cartouche that the assassin was after. Next, we have Bane, who becomes the Batman of criminals during the Forever Evil storyline. While the Justice League is missing, Bane leads the Blackgate inmates against Arkham's forces. However, when Bruce Wayne returns, he reclaims the Batman mantle, and Bane is ironically locked up in Arkham. Then there's Jason Todd, who takes on a twisted version of the Batman identity during the Battle for the Cowl series. Jason, a former Robin, fights crime with a brutal lack of morality. He even creates his own Bat Cave, where he tortures and kills criminals, leaving notes claiming he is the one true Batman. Next, Batman Castle of the Bat. In this story, Bruce Wayne creates a patchwork corpse containing bat DNA and his father Thomas Wayne's brain. This creation, known as Batman, escapes and begins attacking highwaymen, driven by vague memories of Thomas Wayne's death. As the story unfolds, the Batman becomes more bat than man as the bat DNA starts taking over, blurring the line between human and monster. Then, Batman Citizen Wayne. In this reality, Harvey Dent becomes Batman after his face is destroyed by an enemy. Bruce Wayne is a newspaper publisher who is highly critical of Batman's brutal methods. Their conflict escalates when Batman kills the enemy, leading to both their deaths in the final battle. Next, Batman Digital Justice. Set in a futuristic Gotham, this version of Batman is taken on by James Gordon, the grandson of Jim Gordon. After his partner Lena Schwartz is killed, James is inspired by old newspaper clippings about Batman that his grandfather kept. He finds a Batman suit given to Jim by Bruce Wayne and becomes the new Dark Knight. Next, Batman from Golden Streets of Gotham. In this world, Batman is Bruno Vanicow, a railroad worker whose parents die in a fire similar to the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. Taking on a bat costume, Bruno becomes a self-styled Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and powerful of Gotham to donate to charity. Then, Batman haunted Gotham. In this dark alternate reality, Gotham City was overtaken by the Dark Lords of Hell centuries ago. Bruce Wayne is raised by his parents with the goal of striking against them. Joined by a skeleton named Cal and a sorceress named Cat Magic, Bruce embarks on a supernatural quest to free his city. Next is Batman Holy Terror in 1991. Set in an alternate history where Gotham is part of a Commonwealth of England, Bruce Wayne is a priest of the state church. He adopts the identity of Batman after discovering that the church's Privy Council had orchestrated the murder of his parents. Using a demon-like costume, he seeks to take down the corrupted church leadership. Next, in Batman, I, Joker, Gotham City. In the future is ruled by a cult that worships Batman and his descendant, known as the Bruce. Every year, challengers try to overthrow him. But this Bruce takes things further. He kidnaps people and turns them into Batman's old enemies, complete with their memories. One of these people, Joe Collins, becomes the new Joker but manages to keep his original memories thanks to a surgeon named Doc Clibben. Joe teams up with his friend Maria to stop the Bruce. Together, they become the new Batman and Robin to protect Gotham. Next is the Batman of Arkham. This story takes place in the year 1900. Bruce Wayne is a psychiatrist who runs Arkham Asylum. As Batman, he fills the asylum with criminals, but as Bruce, he works to cure them with compassion. It's a unique take on Batman, focusing on both justice and rehabilitation. Next, in Batman Scar of the Bat, there's no Bruce Wayne at all. Instead, Elliot Ness, inspired by Zorro and the Bat, becomes a Batman-like figure. He goes after gangsters, including Al Capone. He's called Batman not only because of his costume, but because he uses a baseball bat in his first fight. It's a gritty, gangster-era version of the Dark Knight. Next is Batmanosaurus. Rex is a Batman from an unknown part of the dark multiverse. In this version, Batman uploads his mind into the robotic Tyrannosaurus that usually sits in the Batcave. This happens after the Batcave collapses for unknown reasons, leaving Batman to survive by becoming the T-Rex itself. Next is Darkfather, another Batman from the dark multiverse. In this story, Batman defeats Darkseid and takes his powers. He masters the anti-life equation and uses it to transform Darkseid's parademons into his own pararobins. This version shows a Batman who wields immense cosmic power. Then there's Dr. Arkham, a Batman who steps away from being a vigilante. Instead, he dedicates himself to human experimentation, conducting dark and twisted experiments. This is a much more sinister version of Batman, one who abandons his mission of justice entirely. Next, Baby Batman is a version of Batman from an unknown part of the dark multiverse. In this reality, Batman downloads his mind into an artificial body that looks like a baby. Despite his small size, he still retains the intellect and skills of the Dark Knight. Next is the Grim Knight, another Batman from the dark multiverse. This version takes a darker path after his parents are killed by Joe Chill. Instead of following his usual no-kill rule, he embraces the use of firearms and becomes a brutal enforcer of justice. The Grim Knight is often referred to as the most dangerous Batman, armed with an arsenal of weapons and a willingness to use them without hesitation. Then, the 1960s Batman television series and 1966 film, starring Adam West, introduced a campy and lighthearted version of Batman. This portrayal leaned heavily into the colorful and quirky style of the Batman comics of that era. It featured iconic catchphrases, exaggerated action sequences, and a comedic tone that made it a cultural phenomenon at the time. Next is Tim Burton's Batman, which marked a major shift in tone. Burton's version combined his dark, gothic style with the grittier interpretation of Batman seen in DC Comics during the late 1980s. The result was a darker, more brooding Batman, portrayed by Michael Keaton in Batman, 1989, and Batman Returns, 1992. Burton's films were critical and commercial successes, redefining Batman for a new generation. After Burton stepped down as director, Joel Schumacher took over with Batman Forever, 1995, where Batman was played by Val Kilmer. Schumacher's films adopted a more flamboyant, over-the-top aesthetic, featuring vibrant production design and big-name actors. This trend continued with Batman and Robin, 1997, starring George Clooney as Batman. However, these films were criticized for their lighter tone and campy elements. Next, Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy is a reboot of the Warner Brothers Batman franchise, starring Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne. This version presents Bruce as a confused and frustrated young man struggling to cope with the trauma of his parents' murders and the corruption in Gotham City. Throughout the trilogy, Bruce relies on Lucius Fox, who provides him with the high-tech tools, armor, weapons, and vehicles necessary for his mission. The trilogy includes Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Then, in the DC Extended Universe, Batman is portrayed by Ben Affleck. This version is older, more experienced, and significantly more brutal than other live-action interpretations. This Batman is hardened by years of crime fighting. He isn't afraid to kill criminals and even brands some with the bat symbol. This darker, more violent approach distinguishes Affleck's Batman from his predecessors. Next is Bizarro. Known as the world's worst detective, Bizarro is a warped version of Batman from the Bizarro universe. Unlike Batman, who is a master strategist, Bizarro thrives in chaos and ineptitude, often creating problems rather than solving them. His costume is a distorted version of Batman's, featuring a reversed bat symbol and an unkempt cracked cowl. Bizarro's personality is a mockery of Batman's seriousness, as he constantly contradicts himself, spouting nonsensical statements that follow Bizarro logic. Despite his comedic and clumsy nature, Bizarro can sometimes surprise others with unintentional moments of brilliance, making him a truly unpredictable character in the multiverse. Then there is Owlman. A sinister counterpart to Batman from Earth 3, Owlman is Thomas Wayne Jr., Bruce Wayne's older brother in this twisted reality. After witnessing his family's murder, Owlman did not seek justice but instead embraced power and control, turning his genius into a tool for domination. As a member of the Crime Syndicate of America, a group of supervillains that parallels the Justice League, Owlman uses his advanced combat skills, gadgets, and manipulative mind to maintain his reign of terror. Next is Batman 1,000,000. Operating in the 853rd century, Batman 1,000,000 is a descendant of Bruce Wayne and a testament to the Bat legacy's longevity. This Batman is more than just a man. He's a cybernetic hybrid equipped with cutting-edge technology and artificial intelligence. He oversees a transformed Gotham City that spans the entirety of planet Pluto. Unlike Bruce Wayne, Batman 1,000,000 often collaborates with a team of descendants from other Justice League members, ensuring the preservation of their ideals in an advanced future. His abilities include enhanced physical strength, flight capabilities, and near-omniscient detective skills, all powered by future tech. Then there is Catwoman, Guardian of Gotham Batman. In this alternate reality, the roles of Batman and Catwoman are reversed. Selina Kyle is a wealthy businesswoman by day and the heroic Catwoman by night, taking on the responsibility of protecting Gotham City. Bruce Wayne, on the other hand, descends into darkness, becoming a psychopathic version of Batman. Unlike the heroic Dark Knight, this Batman is a ruthless killer who eliminates Catwoman's rogues gallery not for justice, but to eradicate competition. Next is JLA the Nail Batman. In this universe, Batman operates in a dystopian world where Superman never emerged, leading to widespread mistrust and fear of superheroes. Batman's dark journey intensifies when a corrupted Jimmy Olsen orchestrates events resulting in the Joker murdering Robin and Batgirl. Consumed by grief and rage, Batman breaks his moral code, killing the Joker publicly, which tarnishes his reputation. With encouragement from Alfred and Selina Kyle, Batman finds the strength to aid the Justice League against Olsen's schemes. In the sequel JLA, Another Nail, a demonic Joker returns to haunt him, but Batman triumphs with the spiritual support of his deceased partners, finally laying his torment to rest. Then there is Stan Lee's Just Imagine Batman. In Stan Lee's Just Imagine series, Batman is reimagined as Wayne Williams, a man framed for a crime he didn't commit. This version of Batman blends elements of Batman and Spider-Man's origins. After being released from prison, Wayne uses his new skills, resources, and motivation to become a vigilante superhero. Unlike Bruce Wayne, Wayne Williams' Batman isn't rooted in Gotham's aristocracy, but emerges from a place of injustice and perseverance, making his journey uniquely compelling within the Bat legacy. Next is Batmanhattan. In one such reality, Bruce Wayne acquires the godlike abilities of Dr. Manhattan, becoming Batmanhattan. This transformation endows him with near-omniscient perception and control over matter, drastically altering his approach to justice. However, his immense power attracts the attention of the Batman Who Laughs, a malevolent fusion of Batman and the Joker. Seeking to augment his own strength, the Batman Who Laughs lobotomizes Batmanhattan and transplants his brain into Batmanhattan's body, thus becoming the Darkest Knight, a being of unparalleled power and malice. Then there is Batmobeast. In another dark universe following the complete annihilation of digital systems by his world's inhabitants, Bruce Wayne faces a dire existential threat. To preserve his mission, he transfers his consciousness into a heavily armored monster truck, aptly named the Batmobeast. This mechanical behemoth allows him to continue his crusade against crime, albeit in a radically altered form, embodying his relentless determination to uphold justice regardless of the cost. Next is Robin King. Perhaps the most chilling of these dark incarnations is the Robin King, a young Bruce Wayne who, instead of being traumatized by his parents' murder, develops a macabre fascination with death and violence. Embracing his inner darkness, he becomes a sadistic killer, delighting in the suffering of others. The Robin King serves as a devoted acolyte to the Batman Who Laughs, wielding a perverse ingenuity to craft weapons specifically designed to exploit the weaknesses of heroes and villains alike. His existence is a grim testament to the potential for darkness within even the brightest souls. Then there is Ninja Batman. In the animated film Batman Ninja, Batman is transported to feudal Japan due to Gorilla Grodd's time displacement machine. Stripped of his advanced technology, he must adapt to the era's customs and warfare, adopting the guise of a ninja to confront his adversaries, who have also been displaced in time and have assumed roles as feudal lords. This incarnation emphasizes Batman's adaptability, resourcefulness, and mastery of martial arts, as he leads his allies against the tyrannical rule of the Joker and other villains in a historical setting. Next is Darkclaw. Darkclaw is a character from the Amalgam universe, a fusion of DC Comics' Batman and Marvel Comics' Wolverine. His real name is Logan Wayne, who, after witnessing his parents' murder, was sent to live with his uncle in Canada. Both Logan and his uncle faced tragic deaths, leading Logan to be subjected to the Weapon X project, which bonded adamantium to his skeleton and awakened his mutant abilities. Combining Batman's intellect and detective skills with Wolverine's regenerative healing factor, enhanced senses, and retractable claws, Darkclaw operates in New Gotham City, battling foes like the Hyena, a blend of the Joker and Sabretooth. Then there is Hellbat. The Hellbat is a powerful suit of armor created by Batman with assistance from the Justice League to enable him to confront formidable adversaries beyond his typical capabilities. Forged in the sun by Superman and infused with mystical elements by Wonder Woman, the suit grants enhanced strength, speed, and durability. However, its use comes at a significant cost, as it rapidly drains Batman's metabolism, posing a severe risk to his life if used for extended periods. The Hellbat armor exemplifies Batman's determination to protect his loved ones, notably demonstrated when he dons the suit to rescue his son, Damian, from Apocalypse. Next is Justice League of America Paladin Batman. In this series, the trickster god Anansi reshapes Bruce Wayne's fate by altering a single pivotal detail. On the fateful night of his parents' murder, Bruce's family watches a violent western instead of the Mark of Zorro. The film deeply influences Bruce, and during the mugging, his rage shocks the killer. Seizing the criminal's gun, Bruce kills him. This traumatic moment leads Bruce to grow up as Paladin, a vigilante who uses firearms and lethal force to combat crime. Paladin's brutal methods make him a wanted figure, hunted by authorities. Anansi later pulls Paladin into the primary timeline, where he aids Vixen and the Justice League in their fight against Starbreaker, showcasing his unique, if controversial, approach to justice. And now, we've reached the final Batman in our journey, one that redefines the legend for a new era. In 2024, DC Comics introduced Absolute Batman, a groundbreaking addition to the Absolute Universe imprint. This version of Bruce Wayne is not the billionaire playboy we've known. Instead, he's a 24-year-old civil engineer living in Gotham City, fighting crime with sheer determination and ingenuity. No mansion, no fortune, no Alfred, just his skills and his unbreakable will. In Absolute Batman, Bruce doesn't have the luxury of advanced tech or an endless supply of gadgets. Every tool he uses, every step he takes, is a testament to his resilience and resourcefulness. That's a wrap on the Bat family's most legendary member. From his comic book origins to his multiversal variations, Batman has proven to be more than just a hero. He's a symbol. If you enjoyed this journey through Gotham's finest, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Superbits, and let us know in the comments which Batman is your favorite. Until next time, stay super and stay tuned for more epic superhero deep dives.